Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter.
The comparison, listen, Crawford Mayweather would have been an amazing fight in their prime. Just like you insert Ray Leonard in there, just like you insert Ray Robinson in there. What a round robin that would have been.
He tried. You catch him, he want to catch you back. You know what I mean? You fighting Bud, he's not. Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.
Canelo Alvarez reacted to Terence Crawford taking Floyd Mayweather's fight offer by fully backing him. He warned that Crawford would stop Mayweather in a bout and insisted that Crawford is the superior fighter at this point. Canelo praised Crawford's résumé, calling him brilliant and underlining his sharp skill, timing, and dominance across weight divisions. He stressed that fans and experts must give Crawford full credit for what he's done in boxing, since he has earned respect everywhere.
He's way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or the speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and everything.
Garage Hackett shared his take on Canelo's remarks. He pointed to the gap between Canelo's loss to Mayweather years ago and Crawford's later triumph against Canelo. Hackett said that when Canelo fought Floyd at just 23, he wasn't yet polished or fully developed as a fighter. In contrast, Crawford met Canelo when he was already at his peak, seen as one of boxing's most complete and dangerous champions. That, Hackett argued, makes Crawford's victory far more meaningful as it came against the best version of Canelo, unlike the raw and young version Floyd beat in.
What I think is, when Floyd beat me, I was 23, I wasn't polished. When Bud beat me, I was the man. I was the man. And he beat me fair and square. He beat me at my game and he beat me at his game. That's why Canelo said that. Do I believe that? It's tough to believe. We're not going to ever see Bud versus Floyd. And it's crazy. It's crazy because I would love to see that fight, but I know we're not going to see it. But I can only take Canelo's word because he's the man that's been in the ring with both of them. But I understand why he said it. I was a kid when I fought Floyd. He wasn't a kid literally, but he was young. He was young. There was a lot he didn't know. There was a lot he didn't understand about boxing that he later on learned and got better. But Bud beat the better version of me, even though it's the ran down version. I'm saying that because it is some wear and tear there with Canelo. I've been saying it the whole time. When a guy got almost 70 fights in current time, with all those big camps he's been doing and all that, trust me, it's some wear and tear there. I'm not making excuses for Canelo. I'm just saying. I do give Bud his credit though for beating Canelo, and Canelo understands I am a better fighter today than I was back then. But that's hard to say because Floyd, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Bud took maybe 20% of what Floyd did and added that to his repertoire for this fight. So that's why I'm saying it's tough to say that.
Joe Rogan expressed shock and respect for Crawford's win over Canelo. He emphasized how unreal it was for Crawford at age 37 to jump up 2 full weight classes and still beat a fighter of Canelo's stature. Rogan said very few boxers in history have pulled off anything like that at such an age. For him, this wasn't just another victory. It was a defining historic moment that secured Crawford's place among the greats and marked him as one of the most remarkable athletes boxing has ever seen.
And you're watching, wow, towards the end, towards the final rounds, really started getting comfortable and really started putting it on. I'm like, this is amazing.
one of those rare, like that's history, obviously, right? Watching somebody do, you shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be able to fight at that weight for the first time ever
against one of the greatest,
undisputed greatest of all time, fucking, and do what you did. It is beyond, like, my favorite, an outlier. You're beyond an outlier. You're an anomaly.
Yeah. Something special. And
something really special.
I believe he's 37.
Yeah. One of those where you shouldn't be able to do that by any account. By any account. 37, my body was so wrecked. I'm like, fuck you. I could barely go.
Paulie Malignaggi joined the debate over whether Floyd Mayweather or Terence Crawford is the greater fighter. He admitted that these comparisons might never have a real answer, since both belong to different eras with unique challenges. Malignaggi said fans and analysts will always love such arguments, but both men have real claims to greatness. He credited Mayweather's perfect, undefeated career, while also applauding Crawford's rise across divisions and wins over elite names. For him, the debate itself keeps boxing exciting, even without a clear conclusion.
When it was in a young Canelo and a very tough Cotto who was punching very hard from 4 to 54. Remember Cotto had knocked out Delvin Rodriguez at 54. He'd still done some damage at 54, and I thought
won a title at 60.
Yeah, and I thought he knocked out Martinez at 60, and I thought he gave Mayweather a pretty good fight at 54. I don't know. I can't say I disagree or agree. I just think that Mayweather, because it's so far away, so long ago, and people sort of start to underestimate the things he did. People talk about Canelo takes his repertoire from the Mayweather repertoire. No, he doesn't. Mayweather fought ex-champions. This guy's fighting guys will never even smell, may never smell a belt in their life, and he was fighting them. So Mayweather, even if you're saying, he didn't fight the very best, he still fought champions and ex-champions, even at 47, even at 50.
Timothy Bradley gave a daring opinion, saying that Crawford has the tools to beat Mayweather as well. Bradley said Crawford blends intelligence, flexibility, power, and technique in ways that could break through Floyd's defensive mastery. He argued that Crawford's skill to adjust mid-fight, along with his sharp precision, would pose huge problems even for Mayweather in his prime. Bradley stressed that Crawford isn't just talented. He has the full arsenal to surpass even boxing's untouchables, which is why he belongs in the discussion of all-time great.
Absolute. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Sam Judah. Sam Judah, a damn terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford, especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counter punches in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that backhand, the way he reaches with that. That level change backhand he throws too? Man, that full jab he does too, that ain't gonna work. That is not gonna work. Floyd got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counter puncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep, I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him.
Boxing voices insist that if Crawford wants to truly move past Mayweather's legacy, he must face Dmitry Bivol. Known for his size, flawless skills, and dominance at light heavyweight, Bivol would be Crawford's ultimate test. Analysts claim that a victory here would prove Crawford can beat a bigger, prime elite champion, something that would push his legacy beyond Floyd's. To them, if Crawford beat Bivol, all doubt would be erased, and his place as the single greatest figure in boxing history would be secured once and for all.
Bivol, but
Bud next since Bud's so strong. That's what I said. Why you talking about 54? None of them dudes gonna get you up. If you truly beat Canelo, why not be the greatest fighter in the existence of boxing? Like, Bivol was the only dude to beat 2 undisputed active champions. Like, he beat Canelo as an undisputed champion, and he beat Better Beef as an undisputed champion. Bivol, historically, might go down as one of the greatest to ever do it. If you beat Bivol and you beat Canelo, I mean, Crawford might have surpassed TBE in Floyd. Floyd has never beaten someone as accomplished as Bivol. And forget about accomplishments like perceived threat. Who's Bivol on Floyd?
Adding more fire, Janibek Alimkhanuly has publicly called out Crawford, challenging him to fight at middleweight. Janibek, still undefeated with a rising reputation, sees this as his chance to carve his own legacy against one of boxing's most proven greats. For Crawford, this would be a chance to chase more history and prove he can dominate yet another division, even if the bout never gets made. The very idea of it has sparked massive debate among boxing fans and insiders about where Crawford might go next.
And Terence Crawford and his team stated that if he does stay in the sport of boxing and he does move down, he's not going to drop down below 160. And so it's being reported that Terence Crawford wants to become a 6th division champion. And a guy that he had his sights set on is now calling him out aggressively and daring him to come down and fight him. And that's Janibek, who is seen to be the best 160-pounder in the world. And he's the unified IBF and WBO 160 middleweight world champion. The middleweight division, 160, is a glamour division. There's the top 3 glamour divisions in the sport of boxing is welterweight, 147. Terence Crawford knocked out every opponent he faced at welterweight and became
An analyst reflected on Miguel Silky Smooth Gonzalez, the last fighter to defeat Crawford back in the amateur ranks. He noted that beating Crawford today would require extraordinary preparation and flawless execution, similar to the demands opponents faced against Mayweather. He explained that Crawford has evolved into one of the game's sharpest tacticians, mixing elite defense with precision offense. Just like Floyd frustrated rivals for years, Crawford now carries that same aura of invincibility, forcing challengers to train to perfection just to earn a chance.
Faced at welterweight and became undisputed there. The next glamour division is middleweight, 160, that Marvin Hagler, made famous, many middleweights, Sugar Ray Robinson. It's a glamour division, right? Sugar Ray Leonard moved up there, Tommy Hearns, that's a glamour division. And obviously, the division that carries the sport of boxing when it's on top is the heavyweight division. Then you can make a case for the lightweight division, so on and so forth, right? I will say the lightweight division is number 4. So Terence Crawford became a champion at lightweight, right? So with that said, you have Janibek, who's seen as the best fighter there. He's the IBF WBO champion.
Ryan BoMac McIntyre, Crawford's longtime trainer, gave his own view on the Canelo win. He said it was simple for Crawford because of how carefully they had prepared for every possible angle. BoMac also hit back at critics who suggest opponents for Crawford and then call him a ducker if he doesn't fight them. He dismissed those claims, saying Crawford is walking his own path and proving greatness in the ring, not by chasing what others demand. He argued Crawford's legacy should be judged by what he's already done, not by outside talk.
What did you do to actually get a win over?
I agree with Augie. With what he said about Floyd, I'm going to say about Crawford. You got to punch with Crawford. You got to counter Crawford and punch with Crawford. You got to bang the body with Crawford. You got to stay on top of Crawford. You know what I mean? Fight him in that phone booth if you can. As I remember, that's exactly what I did. Crawford, he switches and all that. I don't get that. I don't get out my hookup with all the switching he does. But what tripped me out was he got low in the ring. Like, he kind of cut his height down. I had a field day with that. He should have stayed tall. He cut his height down, and I stayed in his chest. And you gotta counter Crawford. You gotta fight Crawford. And what I always thought about Crawford was he's easily taken out his hookup. I thought, maybe he fought his fight.
I think
thought he fought my fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think he grew out of getting out of his hookup. I think I think he learned how to just kind of adjust and do what needed to be done more so.
Break that down for us, guys. What do you guys mean the hookup? Break that down for us.
So yeah, you know what?
Getting caught up in a war?
I'll go ahead, Miguel. Like break down Bud getting caught out of his hookup.
Well, with Bud, I thought, but you can easily get Bud to fight you.
Back in the day. Yeah.
And Gamboa, showed parts of that. And Bud, all his fights, Bud fights you.
Yeah.
Bud gets, you know what I mean? Every fight I see Bud fighting, even still to this day, but I totally understand what Sean's saying. For sure. Bud's the truth. But when I see Bud fighting, you catch him, he want to catch you back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You fight Bud, Bud's not running from nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's where I felt that I had the upper hand in our competition.